Greetings, we are here at the last day of Expona 2026 in the Consonance room. In front of you is Mike Stevens of Western HiFi, and Mike has been kind enough to send me the small Consonance monitors that are to his left and right, which I'm going to review. I heard them last year, they just knocked me out. And we have some new gear here as well, but Mike, if you could take me through the system, source to speakers, and then we're going to focus on upgrades and new stuff in the system as well.
Yeah, so we have, our system is, we've put together kind of a modular system here, put together components that really work well together. We have two sets of speakers. I'll start with the source. The source is a Well-Tempered Lab Amadeus T3. It's a new model that's been revised to allow for the use of the outboard motor controller from the 254, which was Stereophile's analog product of the year 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So that motor controller gives you more precise control of the motor and a very convenient 3345 switch on the front, so you don't have to switch belts or switch on the motor. And then the cartridge is the Dynavector XX2A, which is the new version with their magnetic annealing process that's been applied to all the metal parts in the cartridge. So
what does that do, annealing?
So it gives you, it's surprising how much of a difference it makes. It's only a $200 difference in price from the previous model, but it gives you much more, I would say, precise and delicate upper frequencies. So it's a presentation that if you play this cartridge and then you go back to the previous one, you realize you were missing something. They're a great cartridge, but this one just brings the performance up another level. It seems more delicate. You notice more layers in the music as you listen. So it's not as obvious at first, and then once you switch back doing an AB, it's surprising. So we've seen that same effect with the other cartridges in their line. So it's great. Continue. And then the Phono preamp is a new release from Dynavector. It's the P75 Mark 4.1. It's a revision of Mark 4, which hadn't been available for a while because of parts availability. And what they've done is they've taken that same circuit, made some improvements with some serious improvements in the power supply. It's actually supplied by a USB block they've selected carefully for this model. So it's a USB-C power supply. So it runs cooler. It's quieter, there's a lower noise floor, and it's the same performance that people are used to with a P75, which has been a great seller.
Great.
And then the integrated amp, we have a couple of integrated amps in the system here. Depending on the speakers and the type of music that we're listening to, we can switch and show some comparisons. Right now we have connected the reference 5.5 Mark II from Consonance, and it's a 300B amp with parallel single-ended 300Bs that produces 18 watts, and that one's to my left. We have that connected to the compact monitors, which you're familiar with from Consonance, and those are really a phenomenal performer, particularly for the price. It's a adaptation of the BBC monitors. They started, the gentleman who designed the speakers was an LS35A fanatic.
What was his name?
And that I can't disclose.
Oh, really? Well, that's interesting.
There's a lot of information about the speakers that are kind of, below radar. They won't tell us.
That'll be a problem when we review it.
Which is, yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
somebody's got to give up information.
I know the box size is the same externally, slightly different internally. Solid wood with a walnut veneer. Has the same. If you take the grill off, it looks, as you would expect it to look. Can
we take the grill off?
Sure. Yeah, we can. If we want to do it now, or
yeah, why not?
Yeah, we can take this off here. So it's as you would expect it to look with that 4.5-inch driver, and it has damping on the walls internally, crossover optimized to the speaker. But what they've done is they took the original Sterling design and submission to the BBC and improved it in a way they thought made the speaker more modern sounding.
And when was that redesign or the design of that speaker? When did
Just
that
a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah, it came out. It was new last year.
Right.
At the show.
In a solid wood. What sort of wood?
That I'm not. I don't
Really?
know. I don't know. If you look at it, you'd think it was birch, but I don't know for sure.
And who makes the drivers?
The drivers are made in house.
Okay, that's something.
But yes. So
They make the tweeter as
so
well?
Opera Audio is based in Beijing, and this is all made there. So it's all internal parts.
Wow. And so they're gonna. Oh, brother. Oh man. It looks like a paper woofer with some sort of doping or something.
Doping on it. Yes.
Right.
And as you heard, when you listen to it, the bass sounds different. It sounds more precise. It really brings a character to the music that is engaging. When we played at the show, people sit and listen.
Well, they blew me away.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? And what do they sell for? Like 16?
1680.
And tell me about the PR audio project behind you back there.
And then, so we also have another amplifier in the room. We have the Linear200 from Consonance, and it's to my right, in the rack. And that is a integrated amp that has a onboard DAC, so you can use it with digital sources as well as analog sources. It's KT120s. It's push-pull amp, 35 watts. The Pure Audio Project speakers are the Duet 15s, and this particular model has the upgraded Voxative PIFE drivers. So it's the top Voxative model short of the fuel coils.
Everything is, I mean, by typical standards, all this gear is not inexpensive. It's cheap. It's astounding. I mean,
it's a good value.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to be such, I mean, well-tempered. You know, it's all these brilliant minds. You have a different way of thinking of these things. I mean, right up to, you know, I think those are Marie Adler's Voxative drivers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have her speakers at home. I love them, but I mean, this is like, these prices are nuts.
In a good way.
Oh, and it's great. Yeah. I mean, look at this: 1680, 3980, 3980, 6980, 1750. I mean, what year is this? You know, it's so great to get the sound you guys get is just.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that the amps are the exact same price, and so we've had several people come in at the show, wanting to hear one amp or the other amp, and it takes price out of the decision. Because they're looking at two amps that are designed, you know, by the same person, and the performance really it depends on the coupling with the speaker, and so if they have the type of speaker they have is definitely going to matter, and that amplifier, they can choose an amplifier irregardless of price between these two for sure, that couples best with their speakers.
The 845 is also an integrated amp?
Correct.
Wow. Jeez. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think it's been a great show. The response has been fantastic. And we've been trying to talk more about the music and about the process that we went through selecting the amplifiers for the show based on the musical performance with the speakers. And it's really dynamic with the 300Bs, as you heard last year. It's going through the whole process of listening to an amp carefully, spending some time with it, then switching to the other one, spending some time with it, and deciding, okay, which one are we going to use and why. It's something that people typically don't go through. You know, they don't go through the process. They're just buying equipment, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, or maybe it doesn't sound like that at home. Right. Because that process is really, really important.
So these little monitors don't need any wall reinforcement.
Correct. Huh. Yeah, you can play them closer to the wall. You're going to get more bass, obviously. At my studio is about 450 square feet, and I don't feel like there's much lacking. I play them a little bit closer to the wall than here for a little more bass reinforcement, but they're really satisfying.
Are those dedicated stands, and how much are they?
So the stands are dedicated stands. We can get them, but with the current environment, the price becomes something that really isn't market friendly.
I hear you.
So we've got a source in the U.S. that is going to make some for us.
Are they 24 inches high?
Those are 27.
27.
Yeah.
So this is the optimal height they should be at?
We believe so, yeah.
My listening chair is a little bit lower, so it should work
Yeah,
out.
we can have them made in a shorter length. We're going to have welded stands that are the same look.
Okay.
And those will be available basically on order.